Hi, everybody. We're going to talk a little bit about money manifestation today, and I want to give some time for people to pop on the call. And then I am going to be sharing this into a few groups real quick, so bear with me. I'm going to share it on Planet Ascension. I love this background with the butterflies and the flowers. Do you guys love it? Okay, I'm going to put this in my Facebook group. If you guys are not in my free Facebook group, the Planet Ascension community, I would love to have you. I'm going to share this in there. And then, did I want to put it anywhere else? I think I'll share it in Teal Tribe real quick as well. When you guys come on, let me know that you're here. Say hi in the comments. Let me know who's watching. If you're watching this live with me, if you're watching the replay, let me know who's here with me. I'm going to share this in one more spot, and then we're going to talk about some cool stuff. No. Hey, Ricky, what's up? Okay, I'm going to put live now. When you guys are popping on, let me know that you're here. Let me know how you guys are doing. Hi, Tomas. How are you today? Okay. Alex is here. What's up, Alex? Good to hear from you. Hey, Peter. Hey. So I just realized that your name is backwards for last, middle, first, and I need to figure out what your real name is. Ricky said middle. Tom says I'm good. I'm doing well too. I just really felt inspired to make this video real quick. Actually, I'm going to a really fun thing really soon. I have a massage trade set up to where I do completion process somebody for massage work. So super thrilled to go do that. Am I lagging? My phone just looked like matrixy slow for a second, but maybe it was just on my end. It's Azrael. Oh my god, that's a beautiful name. I love that. Sweet. I'm glad to know that now. oh shit, am I really lagging? Can you guys let me know if you guys are experiencing the same lag that I am on my end? I am a little bit. Okay. Let's just see if it stops. I don't know. Okay. I have it set to Wi-Fi, but the Wi-Fi is usually really good. So let me just see if there's anything I can close. Okay. I just paused it and then brought it back. I don't know. I'm just gonna try to continue maybe. I'm not really sure what I can do. So hopefully it's just going to continue. I'm not sure. But let me know how it's going in the comments as I continue, you guys. If it cuts out, let me know. Usually the Wi-Fi is really good here, so I'm not really sure what's going on. But what I want to talk about today is how money can be harder to manifest than pretty much everything else. And when I say manifest, if you're not familiar with what that means already, what I'm talking about is the law of attraction, right? We live in a universe that basically what we get is what we focus on and what we're actually wanting to bring in via our thoughts, but not always just what we're consciously thinking about. Hey, Darcy. Hey, Karen. Oh, good. It's better. Sweet. It was a little stuttery, but it seems to be smoothing out now. Good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was weird. But yeah, so what I want to talk about is manifesting a little bit, right, when it comes to money. So sometimes we have no problem manifesting and attracting things into our experience and into our reality that are not money. So let's say, for example, you manifested on your way to work, all green lights. Ooh, my voice is getting raspy, excuse me. Or you get the best parking spot ever, right? Some of those things can be a lot easier to manifest, but when it comes down to having enough money for all the things that you want to be doing and to not feel like you have to scrape by every week or you have to do crap that you hate, it's a little bit different than those kinds of things. Maybe you're really good at manifesting sale at your favorite clothing store, or maybe you manifested a sale on organic avocados because they're so freaking good. Or maybe you're good at manifesting synchronicity symbols. Maybe you see 1111 everywhere that you go, 333, 222. or maybe you have a favorite number or a symbol that you're able to manifest over and over and over. But when it comes to manifesting wealth, abundance, money, like why is this so much harder, right? Hi, Rusty. So what I want to start talking about is like why it's so much harder. And the reason that I really feel that it is more difficult is because we have such a stronger attachment to it. It's like something that is so much more dear to us that when we're actually consciously trying to manifest it, because we need it so much, it's like we have so much more of like a tighter grip on it. That we get into even more of what I like to call a state of desperation around it, right? So what that means basically is what we're trying to do is we're trying to cling on to this so tightly, and then if it doesn't show up, we're going to have this huge letdown because we're so clung on to it. Alex says the unconscious resistance to monetary manifestation rubs deep, especially if you grew up in a household that struggled financially. And that's so true. It's so true. Hi, Priscilla. Love you too. It is so true. And the thing with that is like we develop this programming in childhood of like, oh, you can never have enough. We don't have enough for that. We can't afford this. And all kinds of limiting beliefs surrounding money developed during our childhood. So it's such a good point that you brought that up, Alex. And when it comes to money specifically, because it rules our lives in such a big way, if we're going to be participating in the society that we've collectively built, right? It's something that you need. It's an exchange that you need to have the things that you want. It's a tool that's going to provide you the experiences, places, things, whatever it is that you want money to do for you. We have to have it, right? So how do we get out of that space of desperation for it? I think that's where we get really hung up when it comes to manifestation, because it holds such high value and high importance to us that we don't actually energetically create the space for it to just easily come in. We're just so hyper focused and hyper attached to it. So how do we change that? How do we not get desperate for money? How do we actually get into a space that like feels relaxed about it? Because let me tell you, when you're in more of a state of feeling good and you're in a state of feeling more relaxed, the money is just going to flow in so easily and so effortlessly. But I mean, I'm going to hear probably a lot of comments like, well, what if I need to make X amount of money for rent by so-and-so date? What if I need to have this for this? But I truly can't afford this thing that I want right now. What do I do about that? Like, I want this thing so badly. And it's so good to want those things, and I want them for you. It's just the mindset that we need to shift around it to really get out of that desperation. So what I've learned and what I teach people how to do to get out of that desperation is to understand, first of all, why you want that thing. So the first step ever, whenever it comes to manifesting anything, but specifically money, is to get really clear as to why you want it. What are you going to do with it? How is that money going to serve you? And get super clear as to why you want it and making sure that the reasons for it actually feel good. So do you want this money because you think that your self-worth is attached to it? You know what I mean? Is that really how you want to go about getting your self-worth? Or maybe you want the money because it's actually going to do something like support your dreams, support your passions, support your lifestyle. So I want you to get really clear on all the good reasons that feel good for you to want this money in the first place. We've got to get super, super clear on that before we can really, really start to manifest it. And then to get out of the space of desperation, this is going to be really important that you guys pay attention to this. So to get out of the desperation for the money, to get into a space that actually feels good and an energy that's actually receptive to it, what you want to understand is that there's a connection to what we want. It all whittles down to the same thing. So to begin to kind of teach that to you guys, the only reason we want anything or do anything in our entire lives is because we think that it's going to make us feel better to do that thing or to have that thing. So if this is a new level of understanding, I want you to sit with that for a second and just let that sink in. The only reason we do anything is because we think it's going to make us feel better to do that thing, no matter what it is, whether it's to go get apples at the store, whether it's to go for a walk, whether it's to go to work, whether it's to go to your, brother's birthday party, whatever it is, like anything in life, no matter what it is. The only reason you make a decision to do anything is because you think it's going to make you feel better to do that thing, right? So with that level of understanding, we can apply that to money. So obviously we want to manifest money and to have wealth and abundance because we think it's going to make us feel better to have that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what we want to do is we want to get even more clear than that. So to take desperation out of the picture of money, what you want to understand is that you want this thing because it's going to provide you a particular feeling state. So if I have money, I'm going to feel fill in the blank. And that's what I want you guys to focus on right now. If you're watching this live, you're watching this as a replay. If I have this money, if this manifests and this comes into my reality, this is going to make me feel fill in the blank. So what is it going to be for you? Feel free to share in the comments with me. I'd love to hear what that is for you guys. For me, most often, having money makes me feel safe. It makes me feel secure. It makes me feel excited because I get to do the things that I want. So therefore, it helps me to feel free. There's that freedom inherent within having the money to do the things that you want to do, right? So how do we use that knowledge to essentially take the desperation out of the manifestation? So what you do is you tap into the feeling states that money is going to provide for you once you have it right now. That is going to be like the biggest freaking paradigm shift ever. Zach says it'll make me feel free and secure to do anything I want. Thomas says freedom, badass, dancing, safe. Yes. So what you want to do is you want to map out those feeling states, right? And you want to tap into them now. Alex says, if I have money, I will feel stable, grounded, and empowered. Hell yeah. So what you want to do is I would write these down if that feels good for you guys. I feel like journaling is just such a good thing because like not only are you like consciously organizing your thoughts and maybe getting into some of the subconscious stuff when you journal or write things out, but then it makes it real. You have something like written down that you can look at and be like, oh, it's staring me right in the face quite literally, right? So what you want to do is you want to map out the feeling states that this is going to provide to you when you have the money. And then what you want to do is not make it a future promise to feel those things once the money comes. You want to make it an actual practice to feel and tap into that way and how you feel now. And there's many ways to do that. I can go deeper with you guys outside of this call because it would be really hard to kind of do all of this in a live video, but to kind of keep it short and how you can tap into those feelings now is to think on experiences that made you feel that way before. So in the case of Alex, if I have money, I will feel stable, grounded, and empowered. What other times in your life have you felt stable, grounded, and empowered? And then tap into those feeling states and allow yourself to feel that way now. So that way you're going to be a perfect energetic match to those experiences and to that money just flowing in easily. And when you feel safe and secure or stable and grounded or empowered in the now, then there's no such thing as being desperate for the money because the only reason you want the money is to feel better, right? So if you're feeling better now, then it's not a big deal. And when you make money not a big deal, then it just shows up easily. So what you want to do is you want to tap into those feeling states in this moment. And just knowing that you get to decide that stuff's going to come, but you don't have to wait for it to come first in order to get those results, which are the feelings that we want. All we want is a good feeling state. So let's feel those now and tap into those things now. And Matthew, what if I've never felt the feeling state that I think this money will provide to me before? Well, then what you get to do is you get to play with that. You get to feel like, well, if it were to come and if it came right now, how would I be reacting? How would I feel? What do I think it would feel like to feel this way? And then go in that state, because like kind of going into the vibration of this is what I think it'll feel like to have it and it feels really awesome is way different than the vibration of, oh, I've never felt that before, I don't know what that is. So one's a very open and receptive state to money where the other one's a very closed off and restricted state that's actually not taking you out of that desperate state. So, oh man, I hope that's so helpful for you guys. And then the other thing, number two, there's like 2 points to this. Number two is that money often can't come in either higher amounts or in abundance or in the way that we want it to because our energy is invested in doing things that we hate for money in the first place. So a lot of us work jobs that we cannot stand because we think we have to do it for money. I want you guys to think right now, if you're working a job that isn't your passion, I want you to really figure out why you're there. I want you to get super, super clear. Oh my god, these comments are like disappearing off my screen. What the hell? Okay, Zach says, aloha, something, something, brother. Be do you have, be the energy you want, do things from that space of being, and then have what you are manifesting. Hell yeah. Focus is everything. Yes. I set an intention that I'm already in abundance and that any excess is for sharing. Even if I'm down to $5, I'm still abundant, not in a state of broke. That's beautiful, Ethan. Zach says, wow, I never realized how much resistance I had to this concept. Thank you for this shift. Oh my God. Total shift in perspective for me happening right now. Hell yes. And when we really can identify like where our energy is actually going relative to money, we get to evaluate that. We get to decide, well, do I want to keep doing that? And then also I want you guys to map out what energetic space are you taking these action steps from? So are you doing these shitty jobs from a space of, oh, I have to do this for money, like I have to even though I don't want to? Are you doing these jobs or these things or putting your energy into these places out of a space of not having enough, out of lack? I want you guys to get super, super, super clear on that. And then what you get to do is you get to reevaluate that and decide, does this still work for me? Is this, benefiting me? Is this a detriment to me? And then what you get to do is you get to reevaluate that. So when it comes to quitting a crappy job that you cannot stand, what you get to do is you get to decide, like, this is not something that I want to do anymore. I know that can be a very, very scary thing to even just consider. Even just becoming open to the idea that, maybe I should quit this crappy job, right? So what I want you guys to really focus on is just knowing that you don't have to do these things. And all you have to do to really bring it in is to tap into the feeling states. But the thing is, like, also, when you're tapping into those good feeling states, you're going to receive what we call impulses or inspired action. So what you're going to want to do is when you're in those feeling states and you're feeling good, that's the energetic space that you want to be making decisions from, right? So that's the space that you want to be deciding, like, well, what do I do next? And maybe in that space, you're going to decide, like, I need to leave this job, you know what I mean? And then this is something that no longer is serving me. This is not helping me get the things that I want. And I can understand why. So I want you guys to really think about that. And if you guys need any assistance in how to quit your crappy job, I actually made a free training on that. I think it's like an hour and 15 minutes, kind of going over how to quit your crappy job and really release yourself from that energy and in that space. And I'm trying to remember what the hell the link is for that so I can share it for you guys. I think it's Quit Your Crappy Job after Bitly. Let me double check real quick. And then, yeah, I'll gift that to you guys. It is. Okay, so I'm going to put that in the comments actually right after here. So if you guys missed that training that I did on how to quit your crappy job and not die, basically a survival guide for quitting your job, I'm going to send that in the comments below for you guys to click. But if you are just here with me live and you want to like jump on it right now, the link is going to be bit.ly/quityourcrappyjob. And you'll find all the information on the training. It's completely free. And then if you guys want to take it to like the super next level and you want to learn all of the different things about manifestation, if you want to learn about how I came into all of this information, like who am I to teach this, right? I have a pretty good story where I came from super lack mentality. And I quit this is how I was able to teach this, right? So I quit my crappy job back in May of 2016, and I knew about the law of attraction, but I didn't know a whole lot. I hadn't practiced it very much. I didn't know anybody else that was doing this kind of, risk-taking venture that I was doing. So what I did was I learned the hard way. I learned by falling down on my face a bunch of times. Hi, Liberty, Jay Liberty. And by virtue of that happening, I was able to learn what did work, what does work instead. And once I kind of got a really good grip on this, I was like, what the hell? This is so easy. This is so fun. I need to share this with people. So you guys might already have seen me post about it, but if you're feeling a pull to it at all, know that I'm holding the space to do this together with you. But I wrote a course. It's called Waves of Wealth, and I super would love to have you guys there. It's an online course that's 8 weeks long. You can join from anywhere in the world. You're going to have my support, you're going to have group support, and we are going to uncover every single money block that you have. And in that 2 months together, work through every single one of them while learning my signature manifestation process that I use every single day. And you get this information and this material for the rest of your life. So this is something that never stops. You're changing your lifestyle, you're changing your habits, you're changing your identity, you're changing your story. And that requires repetition, because that's what it took to get to where we are today. The repetition of the crappy programming, the repetition of all the old world thinking, the repetition of all of the old paradigms. And we need the opposite. We need to hear all the good stuff over and over and over. So you're going to have me, you're going to have this support for 2 months to get you through these blocks, right? But then after that's over, you have this course for the remainder of your life. So you get to replay this information, you get to be immersed in that energy constantly, and you get to new heights and new levels. And for me, I'm using the same material and the same information to get to new up levels for myself. It doesn't stop. It's not information that becomes outdated because it's just simply how the universe works, right? So if you guys are interested in that, you can go to planetascension.com. You can sign up for the course. You can see what the course entails. If you have any questions, I would love to answer them for you. Feel free to drop me a comment or a message, or you can email me or whatever you want. I'll try to post a link for that in the group below as well in the comments. And we start that on April 23rd. So in less than a month, I'm taking my next group of students through this course. And I'm so freaking excited about it. So if that feels like something you're interested in, and if you're feeling like money blocks coming up to even joining that course, I want to let you know that that's coming up because you're ready to move through that. If you're experiencing any resistance, even though you have a genuine desire to want to be a part of this, there's a reason for it. And I'm here to help you move through it. I'm here to help you hold the space to make that happen so that we can actually move through that crap once and for all. Because let's face it, do we really want to do that one more day? Do we really want to? And I want you to really get brutally honest with yourself and how you feel. And that's going to be everything. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm going to drop those links in the comments after I hop off here. If anyone has questions for me right now while I'm live, feel free to drop them. But yeah, it's going to be bit.ly/quityourcrappyjob if you want to access that free training on how to do that. And then bit.ly/wavesofwealth, or you can just visit my website, planetascension.com, and all the information on the course will be there. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you have a beautiful morning or day or night, wherever it is that you are, whenever you're watching this, and I will talk to you guys so soon. Bye.